Imagine this. You trust someone. You believe they're on your side. You think they care. But each time you speak up, you feel uncertain. Each time you express doubt, you feel small. You're constantly questioning what's real. Because someone, somewhere, has been pulling your strings without your knowing. That's manipulation. And Machiavelli, who knew more about power, deceit, strategy than almost anyone, warned, men are so simple and yield so readily to the desires of the moment that he who will trick will always find another who will suffer to be tricked. Today, I'll expose 5 dark signs that you're being manipulated and how to see through them before they warp your reality. Stay alert, because the moment you realize you're manipulated, you still might be too late. Why we don't see manipulation. Most manipulation is invisible. It's not the kind of thing you see in movies. There's no villain who laughs loudly. Manipulators are masters of subtlety. They use charm. They seem kind. They seem helpful. Psychologists identify many forms of manipulation: gaslighting, love bombing, guilt trips, withholding, triangulation. They operate not by force but by distortion, twisting what you know, what you trust, and even what you remember. Power thinkers, Machiavelli. Nietzsche said that to maintain control, you must control perception. And what better way than to blur lines? To make truth ambiguous so people depend on you for clarity or fear. Sign number 1, gaslighting and reality twists. What it looks like. The person denies things they said or did, even though you clearly heard, seen them. They insist you're too sensitive, you misunderstood, or you're imagining things. They shift blame. If you hadn't reacted that way, I wouldn't have to do this. Why it works. Gaslighting wears you down. It makes you insecure about your own memory, your own mind. Machiavelli would say, a leader who controls what people believe controls what they do. Real-world example. A manager at work frequently shifts deadlines, then denies ever agreeing to them. When you bring it up, they look at you like you're the one confused. Takeaway. Protection. Keep records, texts, emails, your own notes. When someone repeatedly causes you to doubt yourself, pause, reflect. Seek an outside perspective. Trust your memory when you have proof. Speak calmly and clearly. Sign number 2, excessive flattery and charm. What it looks like. Someone showers you with compliments, gifts, attention, early on, makes you feel like you're special, unique, the one who understands them better than others. But when you expect real reciprocation or consistency, it suddenly comes with strings attached. Why it works. Charm disarms. Flattery lowers your guard. You start to reciprocate emotionally, to feel loyalty or warmth, even when you should be cautious. Manipulators use this to bind you, to make you emotionally invested before you can see holes in their mask. Psychology backing. From the signs of manipulation sources, flattery and love bombing are common manipulation tools. Takeaway, protection, always wait. Let time expose character. Match words with actions. Compliments without follow-through are red flags. Don't let gratitude or affection blind you to inconsistency. Sign number 3, withholding, silent treatment, isolation. What it looks like. Someone stops responding for days without clear reason, then returns with no apology. They withhold affection, information, communication, connection. They subtly isolate you from friends. Support. You only understand me. They don't get us. Or, you're so lucky to have me. Why it works. Isolation is power. When you feel alone, vulnerable, cut off. Your ability to resist drops. Machiavelli's principle. Keep people dependent and unsure so they'll cling to you. Modern examples, romantic. Relationships. Partner uses silent treatment to punish or to force. Compliance. Workplace. Manager withholds praise or feedback to keep employees anxious. Takeaway. Protection. Don't accept silence as an excuse. Demand accountability. Keep your social circle strong. Check in with friends, family. Respect your own boundaries. If someone uses silence to punish, you have power in response. Sign number 4, triangulation and information control. What it looks like. They bring a third person into your conflict to validate their version. X told me you said. They control what information you receive and what you don't. They distort, withhold, twist truth to confuse you or turn people against you. Why it works. Controlling the narrative, or your eyes controlling perception. If people around you believe manipulated stories, you're isolated, uncertain, and easy to control. Machiavelli. Deception and control of perceptions are keys to maintaining power. Psychological. Sources. Triangulation is repeatedly mentioned in manipulation red flag articles. Takeaway. Protection. Ask for facts. Don't believe third-hand stories without evidence. Talk directly to people rather than relying on someone else's version. If someone tries to bring in others to validate their story, pause. What is their aim? Sign number 5, fear, blame, and guilt trips. What it looks like. You frequently feel guilty, even when you haven't done wrong. They threaten repercussions, emotional harm, withdrawal, loss. They blame you for their mood, their failures. Why it works. Fear and guilt are emotional levers. Fear of loss or punishment compels obedience. Guilt makes you doubt your own desires. Machiavelli taught the utility of fear. It's more lasting than love. Examples. Relationships. After all I've done for you, this is how you repay me? Workplace. If you leave this project, you're showing you don't care, hinting at negative consequences. Takeaway. Protection. Recognize guilt feelings that don't align with fact. Assert your autonomy, saying, no, refuse to accept blame for someone else's emotional manipulation. How? Machiavelli's warning applies today. Now, all 5 of these signs, they weren't just theoretical for old rulers. They're alive and well today. Workplaces, bosses who play charming but gaslighting roles. In politics, leaders who use propaganda plus selective truth. In relationships and friendships, people who use emotions as currency. Machiavelli warns, power is not given, it is taken, and taken through deception, fear, control. What you can do to protect yourself. Rules. Here are 5 Machiavellian-style counter-rules so you're not a puppet in someone else's game. Rule A. Observe more, speak less. Let them show their true self before reacting. Words commit energy. Silence conserves it. Rule B. Keep records and evidence. Text logs, notes. Proof is truth over perception. Rule C. Set clear boundaries. Define what behavior you won't accept. Say no, even when it's uncomfortable. Rule D. Diversify your support. Cultivate allies, trusted people. Isolation is weaponized. Community is protection. Rule E. Educate yourself about manipulation. Know the signs like we've discussed. Knowledge drains a manipulator's power. The moral edge, using manipulation with caution. Remember, Machiavelli's lessons are neutral tools. They are not moral by default. Using manipulation for survival can be ethical in some contexts, self-defense, protecting loved ones. But using these for cruelty, injustice, or oppression, this becomes dark, destructive. You decide your path. Here's the final truth. Sometimes, manipulation doesn't announce itself. It whispers. It creeps. It makes you doubt. It makes you obey without question. If you see these 5 signs in someone, whether a friend, partner, boss, or society itself, understand this. You're not broken. You're being controlled. Take action. If you want more dark wisdom, manipulation secrets, and Machiavellian strategies they hide from you, subscribe now, because once you see the strings, you can refuse to dance. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Niccolo Machiavelli: use fear wisely. Use knowledge powerfully.